Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. All right, you've found yourself a seated position, one that is sturdy and comfortable. And your eyes can be either closed or open. And if they are open, your gaze is directed softly yet gently downwards. There's no technique here. Only bring your attention or awareness to the breath. Nothing special. Notice the movement that your body makes with each inhalation and exhalation. Notice how the breath is in no rush to be completed with each inhale or exhale. It just happens with a natural rhythm, all by itself. And it's okay if your mind isn't peaceful, or you're worried or thinking about something a lot, or nothing really matters here. There's no need to be in any kind of state, any kind of mood or anything like that. Just we stay with the breath. Let everything else go. And watch the breath as if you were watching gentle ripples on the surface of water, or crashing waves on the seashore. Just this process that happens all by itself. Not going anywhere, not becoming anything, not striving, only breathing. And when you notice that you're lost in thought, thinking about your problems, your worries, some impending thing, you just return to the breath, letting that thought continue on by itself, watching the breath with interest. Returning to breathing, rising and falling. Come back. Come back to the breath. back to the breath. Don't expect thoughts to be quiet. They will never shut up. And the effort to quiet them is futile. We notice the breath as thinking is happening. We just leave thinking alone, like we leave the sounds outside our window alone, and return to breathing, letting everything else be exactly as it is, without effort, without struggle, rising and falling. All right, you can look at the screen. There's a kind of a contradiction that I've given to y'all. And maybe you've heard it from other teachers of meditation. Not that I consider myself a teacher. I don't. I'm just a fellow practitioner. But there's this confusion that I've always had too, where like my teacher's teacher would always say, try for 10,000 years nonstop. We call intensive meditation retreats. Try really hard. They call it, can't remember what we used to call it. But you think of try mind. But then you'll hear things like, stop trying, drop the effort. Your trying is futile. Let it go. Right? How can you have both of these? Is it, do I try or do I not try? Or even, show up to practice. And then in your day, make sure that you're a kind and attentive person. But then we say, where's the self? There is no self. There's nothing to do. Yet you should do a lot. What is going on here? And I think I figured out a way to explain this, is that if we can think of this entire practice, or we can think of, I like the word, the Dharma, but we think of practice itself as a layered cake. Now, a layered cake has different layers, right? Different flavors maybe, but it's not a level system. It's not like you start off with the top layer and then go to the bottom. At any point, you can eat any part of the cake at any time you'd like. So when we say things like, try, show up every day to practice, that's like the icing of the cake. Or the top layer of the cake, maybe. Then when we say things like, don't try, leave it all alone, that's a little bit deeper into the cake. No self, a little bit deeper into the cake. Now, deeper is not really the right word. It's all on the surface. You can cut into the cake right here. There's no depth. It's just, you can eat any part of that layer. You can go straight to the bottom if you like. Which is why meditation practice is kind of confusing for people, because it seems like we're setting up something to where you must progress on your way. But there's no such thing. We give you the whole cake. Where do you want to eat? Now, depending on who you are, you might not like strawberry. You might not like chocolate or the icing. Or you might only want to try the icing. It's an acquired taste. So let's say you don't like the strawberry at the bottom. The more you eat the cake, the more you'll acquire the taste to eat the strawberry. But again, it isn't a level system. You can go straight for the strawberry at any time you like. It's not unavailable to you. And then the same thing of practice. When we say putting effort, that's to get you to the practice. It's to get this ego-centered person that thinks they're a person to the practice. And then when we say things drop the effort, wait a minute, that's still talking to this egocentric person. Because when you stop putting effort, this ego person, this thing that we say I am, loses its, its existence a little bit. It's not there in the first place, but we don't know that. So when we say drop the effort, this thing that's trying really hard has to kind of sit back a little bit. And then we look, what is there? You can say that's the strawberry of the cake, and there's nothing there. There's nothing to do. There's just awareness. And that's saying too much. And that's, of course, a different layer of the cake. So it's an entire whole, and it's presented to you all at once. And you can eat any layer. So don't be confused when we say try and don't try. If you're thinking and you're confused, you're thinking about it. Just realize that there's different ways of talking about this whole thing that are useful. And like I always say, the entire cake, or I don't always say this, but use all these words that are always given to you as instruction, as pointers, not something I need to write down in a book and now I understand meditation and I can teach it to other people. No, it's a pointer for your mind. So practice every day. Practice, practice, practice. But completely drop the effort. Thank you for your time today. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.